Hello, it's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and today is jam-packed with plenty of crochet content and some sewing I'm very excited to share about. It's been a very busy season, and so I have a couple of finished objects and I have a couple of whips, and I also have some sewing for you. And a Hobbii unboxing from Black Friday, I believe. And it was just because, I wanted to play with more plushy yarn. So I think I'm going to start with the Hobbii unboxing. I didn't go too crazy, it's not that big. Yes. When you order from Hobbii, it takes a little bit to get here, so then you have time to forget what you ordered. Oh yes, okay. Let's talk about this. So behind the scenes, I have been on a year-long testing for a specific designer who is making a book. She's making her first garment crochet book. I think that's all that's in it. So I have been really pushing the limits on... No, I have really learned a lot about what type of yarn to use for garments, and I've learned so much because some of my garments came out really heavy, and I'm like, this probably wasn't the best choice. And then some garments, my stitches were too tight and the fabric became very dense, whereas I wanted it to be more relaxed. So in my education of testing all these sweater patterns and garments and t-shirts, I came across this yarn. Oh my goodness, I have never had this before, but it is so light, airy, light and airy. You can even kind of see all the spaces within the strand. Okay, so this would make a lovely garment because of its lightness. It will drape well and won't feel so heavy, so that the drape isn't stretching your stitches in some areas and not so stretched out areas. And a designer that I've been following recently, I grabbed her book. Her name is Linda Skuja. I'm not sure about any of her information. I just know that I think her piece, I can't really say I know. I want to say that her designs have been on the runway. So just look, these designs are absolutely glorious. Look at those. It's all crochet. This is an all crochet designer. You can give her a follow on Instagram and you can see all her stuff. This is a sweater that really got my attention. Just the designing, the shaping, all crochet. Will I be able to follow this pattern? I don't know. But she raved about this being one of her favorite yarns. And I'm going to go with a designer who has been constructing garments and knows her yarn. And I can tell you this absolutely feels like a cotton ball. It's just this is so airy. So I plan on making a garment, and I really love this color. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 10 of these to make a garment. I'm really excited because this color just is good for me. So that was what my main purchase was for Black Friday. The other ones I got are the fluffy ones. So I got the Honey Bunny, which I have never had. And of course I had to pick up my signature color. Let's see, what is this called? They don't have colors, they have numbers. And then I got some brown because I have noticed I don't have any browns other than what's in my little fancy box over here of yarns. I have no yarn. brown yarns. So I got this Baby Snuggle by Hobbii. Who knows what the color is, but it's pretty teddy bear color. I got 2 of them to make sure I would have enough for a project. And this last one is a cream color. It's coming up very bright, but it's cream. So that is my Hobbii unboxing. All the yarn to make one garment. See, I didn't go too crazy. And they are quite small skeins of yarn. But yes, this is a new garment book since I've been really getting my education with making all these test patterns. I've really upped my game. Okay, so that is the Hobbii unboxing. Just stemming off last week, I made this adorable little kitty cat, and I found this gold ribbon. So she looks like a little Shiba cat. And I put this charm on her as it is a little, like a collar. I thought she just looked so beautiful with that. So something like charms and ribbons really do add a lot to your amigurumi. So I thought I'd share that with you. This is the charm pack I used. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, and it just has this Gilded Age timeling. I'm not sure, but it was on clearance. They had some pretty pieces. But I thought this little banged out one with a little gem star in the middle, that was just perfect for her. So I wanted to show you that. Okay, now I just got on a cat kick, and so I finished that amigurumi cat that I had started a long time ago. It came from this book, and I said I wanted to make the cat. Not really great pictures, but it was this cat. I finally finished her using this beautiful yarn I picked up at Michael's Loops and Threads Glimmer or something. Onyx. It's called Soft and Shiny, but the color is onyx, and I just love all the colors in there. So I finished it. There she is. You know, she reminds me of the shaping and everything like tomcat, like a tomcat. So, yeah, this one's a boy. Here's his tail. I messed up because right here I didn't pay attention to my colors. So it was pink, black, pink, blue, black, pink, blue, black, pink. And I was supposed to have a blue here, then black. And it was supposed to attach with a black yarn. But it's okay. I really like the detail of the little claws here on the feet and the little paws as the paws. And then I was supposed to make 2 pockets, but I wanted to make the other pocket a fabric one. But I just stopped there, and I had a hard time with the eyes because when you choose black yarn, safety eyes are a big thing. Thankfully, with my little black cat, I had these eyes, and they probably would have worked for him. But I just didn't think they fit his character. So I went with the felt eyes that had little hearts in the middle. I really love those because then you can just position them very easily on your project. So here is my little tomcat. I don't think the directions were the best. Like, all the directions for making all the pieces were great, but she really didn't tell you where to put the pieces. And then the lack of pictures was, so it wasn't the best pattern, but she's still a favorite designer of mine. And she has an Etsy shop, and I think you can get all her patterns, a lot of her patterns that are in these books, in her Etsy shop. So if you don't want to buy a whole book, you can check out one pattern. I have made this bunny before, which was so cute. Okay, so yeah, here is my cute little tomcat. I really liked making him. So yeah, there he is. What do you think? It just took me so long to finish him. I had a lot going on with pattern testing. I was basically doing 2 back-to-back test patterns, and they were quite extensive, so there was a lot of stitches and not a lot of time for me to do these things. Okay, now for some whips. So I recently been going a little bit through my yarn stash, and I had this long time ago ice cream roving divagation, and it just had these very soft, delicate colors. And since I've been playing around with so much yarn and garment making, I actually knew how this would work out. I could picture it now. So I wanted to find a stitch for something like a garment for a baby or a blanket. And so I went with the blanket. And this design came from one of Daisy Farm Crafts videos. And I just love, on the camera, I want to say the colors are more defined, but in person, the fade and the delicateness of this color changes. Like right here is pink, but over here is cream, and then it goes pink, and then light green, and then darker green. And these colors are just so beautifully. There's more of how it just looks so much more delicate. And this is such a basic stitch. And I love how this yarn is working up. I think it would be great for like a hat, a baby sweater. They don't sell it anymore, but I'm loving the way it's coming out. So it's just one row of these little peaks, these little windows, and then one row of double crochet. And you're able to see this beautiful blanket, and the drapiness of it is just lushly soft and beautiful. It has the same kind of feel as the Unforgettable, but the strand is much more airy and puffy than the Unforgettable yarn. This one's a little more thinner. I know this one goes through clumps of thickness and thinness, but this can get really thin and then it can get really thick. This one is consistently thick, pretty thick throughout. It's really pretty. So it kind of reminds me of the feel and texture of this one. Coming out so beautiful. I love it. It's been a nice project to not think about anything when I'm taking a break from making this sweater, or not wanting to fuss with stitch counts and amigurumi. The cat had a lot of different stitch counts, and one you had to pay attention to, so I think that's why I also put it down a lot. But this was so easy because it's a row of double crochet and then a row of windows. Quite simple, but very nice for a baby blanket. Okay, and the last crochet whip I've been working on has to do with our Sweet Crochet Christmas, that a collaboration I'm doing with Craftably Ever After and KS Mom Crochets, where we share some of our favorite desserts with you, and then we are going to reveal that, I believe, on the 20th of December. And I finally figured out what I'm going to make, and I'll show you a sneak peek. And it also leads into my sewing. So I made this bag, but what's inside is, I made the Sweet Crochet Christmas. I revealed like a dessert that I make all the time for my friends and family, and it's called Pineapple Upside Down Cake. I was really disappointed in the video because the cherries I chose were not bright red like the maraschinos, and I used the dark ones, and now I'm like, you know what, I really should have went with the red because it just makes such a huge difference, that pop of color. Anyway, these are all the colors from my cake, right? So the red cherries, the yellow of the pineapple, the browns from the brown sugar, and the creaminess of the cake. So these are all the colors that I'm going to be using in my Sweet Crochet Christmas. Do you have any ideas what I might make? And I'm going to pull all this yarn out because I want to show you my new sewn bag. Okay, so this pattern is a Bianni's bag. The Catch-All Caddy 2.0. Now this was a class that was being held at my local sewing shop. So this, I would go in and work on this for 3 days to make this. And then I spent all night last night because to sew on the, what is this? I forget what this is called. I forgot what this is called, but this edging here, I had to hand sew on. So I used the sewing machine to do one side, but then when you flip the other side over to give it this frame around your raw edges, I had to hand sew this whole thing. So that was a lot of fun last night. I did stab myself a few times. I don't think I've hand sewn other than amigurumi in a long time. So I see a few little threads hanging from my X's. This is so cool. So you have a pocket here. I have a pocket here. And then I bought this really fancy ribbon to sew on as part of the design. And I just love this. Very colorful, and it matched my bag really well. And then I did different ones over here. So I use roses and roses on this side. So this is all very thick embroidery ribbon. Okay, so I have those two pockets, and then there's a pocket on this side, and then this side has the zipper. And then inside, I forgot that I wanted to make this, so these can go all the way through. So you can like set your yarn in here. You can set your tools, your drinks, but it doesn't touch the bottom. So it just kind of like keeps things in place. So this, I can come up through here. So I really liked that, but I forgot that I wanted this side to be closed like a pocket so that I could hold little things in, but that's okay. I forgot about it, and then I just kept sewing. So yeah, that is all the pockets in there, and then of course all the pockets all around, and then I did all this hand sewing around it. That is what took me a long time. 2 months to make this, 3 days, 4 days probably, if you count all the sewing I did at home. So yeah, this was a lot. I really love this bag. And then it also has these handles, but I didn't, look at one side's longer than the other, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to use this. This is like if I wanted to pick it up off the table. These are easy to hold rather than grabbing the handles. So yeah, that is holding my Sweet Crochet Christmas project, and this is the bag that I made. But that is not all the sewing I've done. If I had more time, I would not have wrapped any presents this year. Now, if you watched some previous videos, you know that my family and I celebrated Thanksmas, which we combined Christmas and Thanksgiving. But instead of giving gifts, we haven't been giving gifts for a while, except for the little kids. And we've been just playing games, and we only bring 3 gifts to like win, but everybody wins, so it's all good. So we do a white elephant game, and then we do a like stacking, like these minute to win it type games, or these weird funny ones that make you do funny things to win. Well, if I had my way, I would have wrapped my presents in sewn, using all the fabric and making something that can be used over again. But, you know, time is of an essence, and I was hosting and planning games, and yeah, it was just a little too much for me. But next year, I can now prepare for next year. And so instead of wrapping presents, I would really like to just make bags to put the presents in. And here is one that I made. Now this one isn't like Christmas fabric, but I'm all right with that because you know, when you get a bag for Christmas, you don't want to just use it for Christmas. So I wanted it to be something they could use anytime. This is just your regular old drawstring bag, but I do like this little part that's left up. So, very cute. I really love the fabric. And inside there was just this one, just dark one. Very cute. And then you just tie, these are so easy to make. You just fold over your fabric and sew it. And then you have a drawstring. And then you just tie a knot at the end, you know? So I have tons of fabric that's been given to me by my aunt and stuff I found at yard sales. So I really just want to find a way to use up some of that, but practice my sewing. So I'm going to make some bags like this. And this would be cute to put your presents in because, you know, it doesn't matter what odd shape it is, it's inside this bag. So it's cute. This project came from School of Sewing by Shea Henderson, and this is the second project. So it's project 2. So I'm kind of going in order. The third one I made also came from this book, and it is a pillowcase. I wanted just a flannel pillowcase, and so this one has, what is this, hedgehog? And then this is left over from a blanket, baby blanket I had made. I didn't make it fancy, I made it comfortable, so this is flannel, it's very soft. So those are the 2 projects, well, I should say 3. My big tote bag, my little drawstring bag, and this. I'm already making another pillowcase and another drawstring bag using this similar fabric that I had left over. So there was enough to make another bag, so I'm going to make another one like it. This pillowcase was called the Speedy Pillowcase. And project 4 is this key fob I'm gonna make, and the zipper pouch. So those are the next 2 projects in here that I want to make. So that will be coming up soon. Okay, now I received a couple of thank you gifts, and I think it would be perfect to share with you because this is from an aunt in Texas whom I've shared some amigurumi with and her grandchildren, and she sent me this lovely bookmark that I thought was so cool. And I found some of these charms at Hobby Lobby because I loved it so much. And when I was looking for things in Hobby Lobby, I saw some of these. So some of them have sewing, some of them have yarn, some of it has like a little sewing machine, little beads, measuring tape, very cute little things on there. And so I'm just keeping it in my Bible, but this is the bookmark. And I just thought, this is so cool because you just, hold your place so easily and it'll fit in any book. And it looks like a little whale, dolphin. A dolphin is just there swimming out. It's so cool. I really loved this. I loved it so much. So thank you to my aunt in Texas. And yeah, so she sent this lovely card and this bookmark, and I just love it so much. But you can also use these charms for crochet, and I did see some of these at Hobby Lobby. They're just so cool. Of course, you can use them for stitch markers, but for a bookmark, that's so cool to hold your place in an amigurumi book or whatever. And then another thank you gift to Joe from Joe's Web. She sent over this lovely book. I did not have this one. I had borrowed it in order to make the mouse in here. I made this little mouse, but I had to borrow the book in order to make it, and I did not have this yet. So thank you so much, Joe. I'm so glad I now have all 3 of the Pika Pow books in my collection. I want to make this bear. I want to make that bear. So thank you so much. I had so much fun hooking up and sewing. And what have you been working on? Are you enjoying this holiday time? Are you taking time to breathe and not get wrapped up in the craziness? I certainly, now that Thanksmas is over for us, have taken it a lot much easier. And my hubs is like giving me more time to crochet and stitch because I'm needing that calmness and quietness because I was stressed out. I just can't help it. When you're hosting and providing food and you want everything to be great, you just can't help it. It's hard. It's very hard. But now that that's done for me, I can relax. So I hope you find time to relax. I've really been enjoying the Cherry Heart podcast. She has done a couple of Vlogmas videos. They're mainly no talking. So and her style of decorating for Christmas is just so beautiful and well done and so inspiring. I wish I had that decorating style. I don't have that decorating style, but I admire it so much in her videos. So I very much enjoy watching the Cherry Heart podcast. If you haven't checked out her Vlogmas and you want to just crochet and enjoy, it's very relaxing. The music that she's playing while she's decorating, and it's just so lovely and beautiful. If I ever do a Vlogmas, I wish I could make it like that to provide you some peace and just calmness. My videos tend to be very quick, fast, and get it out there, and that's the way that I am. I switch subjects so quickly, and I think of something else, and it's like I have ADHD and I switch, and I'm trying to like follow through with what I say, but I definitely need to slow down a little bit. Okay, well, I hope you have a lovely time, a lovely cool days ahead for you and calmness, and yeah, take the time, enjoy, and I shall see you again very soon. Bye.